cook today. Yes, hello, Vlad. So, I don't cook. I don't really know how to cook. I mean, I do know, okay, I know how to cook, I'm tired. I'm always tired. So that makes it hard. And then I'm in a lot of pain usually, so that makes it hard. Hold on. And I don't have a great diet, so that doesn't make me feel much better. I need some caffeine though. So, I haven't eaten yet. So, almost 11 p.m. I'll tell you why. Hold on. I know, Pepsi. Yeah. So, what's for dinner is... Now, what's supposed to be for dinner is Bravo Balsamic Chicken. I'm trying, this isn't sponsored or anything, just so we're clear, but I have had a lot of my friends tell me to try like a home delivery thing, and I'm like, yeah, they're expensive, but then I saw, like, I got like a special for one, and then through my Acorns account that I have for my investments, it had like a $35 rebate if you sign up, so I did, and it was for HelloFresh. I didn't look into what HelloFresh was. I just thought it was like you get some food that you put in the freezer and then you put it in the microwave or oven or whatever. Do you have to make this food? So I mean, I got paid for it technically, but not through a sponsorship or whatever. It was just like it was like a promotional offer. So I got like I think 2 of these. Did I get 2 of them? I don't know what I got. Maybe yeah, it's just 2. It's just 2 for the week, and so I don't know what I'm doing. So I have to cook now. I can never find anything healthy that looks good to me. Yeah, I mean, I like eating healthy. It's just usually the healthy food you have to cook. And I either don't have the energy or I don't have the physical, like, I'm in pain. So, like, standing up like I'm doing right now, you know, I constantly have to, like, shift weight and everything. I do have a stool, but, like, you can't really, like, stand, you know, it's like you have to have, like, a really tall stool, and I don't have a really tall stool. I don't know. I'm just complaining at this point. I get their invitations all the time. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't realize you had to, like, cook. I mean, they make it really super easy. Like, like, they package everything individually that you need, and it's, like, the right portions and everything. Oops. And, like, I even got, like, one little tiny clove of garlic. And, like, they send everything you need, which is really cool. And honestly, it might be helpful, like, to encourage me to cook more, because I would like to, and it even comes like with the right amount of Italian seasoning, and look at it, it's so cute. It's a little balsamic vinegar of Modena. I don't know what that is, but I have it. It's in this package. The problem that I've approached after it comes in this little bag, and they seal it, and I'll, like, you know, it's like this is the meal and everything for this specific meal. And I got the one that's like a serving for 2 because that's the smallest amount that I can get. So I'm just going to have leftovers. Which is good because the leftovers I don't have to cook again. I just reheat it the next day. So that's perfect. And it's only 2, so I don't get sick of it. But I think I've made my first mistake already. This is a good idea of another reason why I don't cook. I can't focus long enough, mostly because of the tiredness, the fatigue, so that makes it hard for me to focus. Not necessarily ADHD, but like just extreme fatigue. So getting back to why I just woke up a few hours ago, and I haven't eaten yet. So I've been dealing with like severe vitamin D deficiency. I have several autoimmune diseases, which also contribute to my body not being able to absorb nutrients very well. So every now and then, like, I have to get my blood work checked regularly, and like sometimes my iron's super low. Gotta get an infusion of iron because I can't take supplements because it's too harsh on the stomach. And then sometimes like my B vitamins have been low, and then I have to get, vitamin infusion of that. Well, this time it was my vitamin D levels, and holy crap, you guys, I did not know how important vitamin D was. I mean, obviously it's a vitamin, nutrient that your body needs, clearly, but shoosh, it is rough. I've been sleeping like 13-hour days, like a day, for the last few months, and I'm on my 4th week of taking the like super supplements for it. But yeah, it's too much, you don't get vitamin D. Yeah, the reason my vitamin D is low is because my body doesn't absorb it very well through food. So, and when I don't go outside to get it, like vitamin D, for example, then I don't get it anywhere. And I've been more and more tired. And then, of course, when you're more tired, you don't go outside as much. So it's like a vicious cycle. So yeah, mac and cheese, does that count? It does count. That does count. I feel that counts. Mac and cheese definitely does count. Congratulations, good job. I'm proud of you. No sarcasm. I'm actually proud of you, because speaking as somebody who struggles to even be able to do that sometimes, that's something to be proud of. So, yesterday, hold on. Yesterday, you're welcome. One of my friends, he's in the film industry. He's like he does the camera stuff, and I've met him through acting in films that he's worked on. And really good friend. And he's been wanting to look into getting a car like mine. I have a 2020 Toyota RAV4 hybrid, and he was like, you know, asking me, like, picking my brain. He's like, hey, can I pick your brain? Because I was telling him how, like, I always get really good deals, and I really enjoy, like, the negotiation processes and everything. Oh, I love you, Cody. Thank you. I love you too. So I was talking to him on the last music video set that we were working on about my car, because he was asking me about it and how I liked it and everything. And so I pretty much told him, like, dude, if you, like, are gonna go, like, buy a car from, like, a dealership, I will go with you. I don't negotiate with, like, individuals, but when it's, like, a dealership, big money kind of a thing, like, I have no problem negotiating to get people a good deal. So he took me up on it, and I haven't been feeling well, so, like, it's been taking me a while. I told him, like, he can, like, test drive my car, see how he likes it. Every time, like, it worked out between him on his side to come over, like, I wasn't feeling well enough, so he's like, hey, there's actually a 2019 used Toyota RAV, not a hybrid, but and it's actually the XLE like mine, but it's a premium. I don't really know what the difference between like mine and a premium is, but and it was obviously used. And so he was telling me about it, and he's like, it's like a 3-hour drive from here though. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I would love an excuse to get out of the house, because I've been so tired. It's been really hard for me to get out, and I love outside. I'm not an staying long-term indoor person. I'm not usually, ever. And so I get, like, depressed when I'm staying inside too long, when I'm not feeling well like this. So I'm like, I just, you know, you'll drive and I'll sleep if I need to, but at least I'll be out. So I go with him, and we got there. I dropped my car off to get an oil change because it was due. He picked me up from the dealership, and I was trying to get out to the dealership to meet him there at noon, but I could not wake up. So I got there probably like 1:30. So he met me there, picked me up, and then we started heading down to like 3 hours away to this dealership that he saw the car at. And Toyotas are like really, really fast moving right now. They're really popular, but whatever. My sister's amazing at negotiating. She will call one dealership less, and I've done that. Yep. I play dealerships against each other, but I do it in a very tactful, nice way. So like, they are confused. It's like they want to hate me, but they like me because I'm so like nice. it's great. I want a Tundra. I will help you. I hope you have a good day. I'm sorry that you have had better later. Yeah. I hope you keep your head up. Thank you, Cody. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I try to. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Doing good now. Single, happy single. I'm always happier when I'm single, but you know, you got the normal, like, you get lonely kind of feelings, but you know, it just takes time learning boundaries. At least for my situation, I need to learn boundaries and being able to not care what people think as much when it's not right, you know, like not healthy. Yeah, not like just kind of working through those like traumas and stuff. My sister's amazing. Yeah. The RAV4 is a dope car. I worked at Toyota, and the one you have is awesome. Yes, it's like a forever car. The last car I had was a Toyota Camry XLSE, a 2016, and I loved it. I thought it was going to be a forever car, but then I saw the RAVs come out. Well, I mean, they had already been out, but I didn't, like, know about them until the 2021, and I was like, dude, because I was needing more. At the time I owned my farm, so I had like gravel roads and stuff, and I needed a lot more space. And I like when I'm feeling well, I really like to do outdoorsy stuff. So like being able to haul like camping gear and stuff like that and whatnot would be ideal. So so in the end, long story short, I got my Toyota RAV, and I got a really good deal on it. Of course, it's a long story, but I'm really good at it, and I have fun with it. I enjoy it, and I'm really nice and tactful, and I'm not like, but I also, yeah, like last night we got there and I negotiated until, and we got done, and he signed the papers, and my friend, he was just like, dude, that was amazing. Like he treated me to dinner. He's like, thank you for this is a dinner for the show. Like it's a wonderful dinner and show, like, referring to my negotiation skills as a show. He's like, that was just amazing. And the guys didn't even know what they were dealing with. Like they probably never like experienced a girl coming in like you at all, and like talking to them like that. Like, and it wasn't mean. It was not disrespectful. It was just when they tried to like tell me something other than what I just said, I cut them off and I said, you mean this? Like what I said? And I told him, like I can go into this mode when I'm doing like negotiations like that, and I only do it for, again, I don't try to cut a deal with individuals that need money. If anything, I pay them what they're asking, or as long as it's reasonable, But when it's big companies like that, like I don't mind like working them, especially when it's helping like people that don't have a lot of money. I like to think of it as the Robin Hood effect. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not, but yeah. So I was really proud of myself, and it felt really good. It really like energized me a lot, and like it's like when I'm in that mode, like it's like that's what I need to be like in relationships, like with people. And it's like for some, like I know why, because it's like it plays on the triggers or whatever from the whole childhood thing, whatever. And I go, you're not able to be as like strong and confident when people challenge you in relationships, but like I'm able to do that just fine. I'm capable, and I like myself when I'm like that. So I'm like, okay, I need to take notes for myself here. But yeah, he's like, well, I can't go that low. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is as low as I can go. And I'm like, okay, well, then I guess we'll be out. And the next thing we know, of course, that was after like a lot of talk and a lot of other things that were said that I was really proud of. And my friend was just like, throughout the time we were eating dinner, after we were done, he was like, oh, and that time that you said this, and then like they did that, like that was so cool. I'm like, thanks. That was really proud of. Oh, bye, Steel City. Bye. Yeah, you and my sister would get along. I swear she could be a lawyer. I actually was taking law school. Studying. The only reason I didn't is because I realized that emotionally I wouldn't be able to withstand what I'd have to face. It would just be way too hard for me. So I just realized I try to do it from a different angle. Do they give you free stuff? Or stuff free? What? No? I mean, people, like friends, like help me out, but I help my friends out too. Like I didn't charge my friend to negotiate for his behalf to get him a really good deal on the car. Let's see. Hello, Faringo. I think I'm going to lease a Tundra, then turn around and buy it. Yeah, I mean, I do not sell cars. I just negotiate them for my friends that are buying them. Would I pay you? I don't have money to pay you. I like you. I think you're awesome. Oh, thank you, Cody. I think you're awesome too. You are so sweet. I'm 28. Dating a 6-year-old woman. Nice. What do you get him, and for how much cheaper? He got a 2019 Toyota RAV4 XLE Premium, and the minimum value that, or like I'm still tired, sorry, my brain's still waking up. Like the lowest that you can buy them for, like, at all, according to like the Kelly Blue Book, as well as like searches that I was looking at for the quality that I was in. He only paid $500 more than like the absolute minimum, like, and so like the dealership literally only made $500 selling that car. And they also gave us snacks, because I like to do that when I make a deal on cars. I always make sure that they include snacks. And I essentially made it to where I cushioned the amount so he can afford to get tinted windows done, and it cut out the costs of the service fees that they always add in there. They doubled it, and they were trying to be sneaky too. They were trying to say, oh, well, this is how much it costs us to certify the car, and right away I saw that there was a cost for a recall. And if anybody understands what happens with that, the dealership actually, Toyota company actually pays for that. So they pay for it up front, but then they get reimbursed. And they were trying to add that into the cost for us to say that that's how much they cost. I'm like, well, that right there, you guys, and he tried to like weasel his way out of it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, they're like, yeah, we get reimbursed. And like, he's like, well, I didn't have it. I'm like, actually, it is. That number that you wrote right there, it's including that number. So, because my friend, he was wanting to learn how to negotiate, not to get taken advantage of, and I showed him about that as well. There's a couple other things that they were trying to do that's typical, it's normal for dealerships to do it. And so, I just kind of told him ahead of time, and like, it was funny because it played out exactly how I told him it would. It was amazing. It's like I'm psychic, So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I get a lot of enjoyment out of calling people out who are trying to take advantage of you. So it was nice. Snacks, yes, SNACKS. They had a vending machine, and I said, at the end of the deal, he's like, okay, are we making the deal tonight? I'm like, and I looked at him, because it's up to him. He's the one buying it. I'm not on the lease at all. I'm just there to negotiate. Literally, that's my only job there. And I was offering to do it for free, as a friend. And I enjoy it too. And I got out, so it was nice. Those were what I got out of it. And I enjoy helping my friends make sure that they're getting a good deal and saving as much money as possible. So the last couple times I bought my cars and I worked in deals that like I had all my demands, as I call them, met. And then at the very end, just for like little kicks and giggles, I say, and I want all the, like, whatever snacks they have available, like, in the waiting room. Like, and I want all of those cookies. Like, the first one they had, like, a big thing of chocolate chip cookies. I'm like, and I want all those cookies. And then we can make a deal. I got all the cookies. The last one I did, they had a bunch of Capri Suns in the back for customers, or the kids, really. And I'm like, and I want all those Capri Suns in there. And, actually, like, they said, oh, well, when you first said that, there was many, but, like, I think it was, like, 2 of them or 3 of them, were missing, like, were used up. I'm like, okay, well, you could just owe me that when I come back. So then I came back and I actually had him write it down. I have the piece of paper, but, like, they actually signed the piece of paper that says, and we still owe her 2 Capri Suns. It was amazing. So this one, they had a vending machine. I'm like, and we're going to need some snacks for the road, and then we'll sign it. And so they paid for us to get some snacks from the vending machine. I mean, again, I wasn't being mean. I was being, I'm just like, if you want us to buy the car, it's your choice. So, and they did it. It's funny. I wanted the buttons on your shirt. I don't have buttons on my shirt. Drink some water too, please. Okay. And soda. You mean that's what I'm drinking now? I know, it's so bad. Okay, I got some water. Hold on. My goal is to at least have one of these waters a day to start. Never split the difference. I have not, but I haven't learned or read up any negotiation. This is all natural stuff from like observing and just natural stuff, but I am definitely all for learning more, I thoroughly enjoy negotiating, and again, I do it very nicely to where, and I told them, like, at the end of it, like, in the middle of the negotiation, they're gonna shift, because I'm so nice, and it's sincere. Like, I don't, I'm not trying, like, I'm not trying to hate them or, like, be mean to them, but how it works is, when you're not getting the deal you want, especially the men, most of the time, at least in car dealerships, it's been consistent, except for one was really cool, they get, like, an ego. It's so funny. And I'm really good at reading people. I'm learning that I'm really good at learning people. I'm learning to trust that, and I'm actually really good. The more I'm learning to trust myself and my like instincts and whatnot, and like I can read everything that will happen, and I told my friend everything that was gonna happen, and it played out exactly how I told it to him, and yeah, because I'm like, they're gonna not like me as soon as I start negotiating. I'm going into my negotiations, and it's gonna, like, you could see the very clear shift, like the, I read facial expressions, body language, in without trying, and I could go into details, but yeah. So anyways, so, and then as soon as it was done, they were all smiling and everything and happy, and I'm like, yeah, and that's exactly what was gonna happen. It's funny. What do I do for work? Technically, have a drink water. Okay. I'm an Aries, actually. And I'm an earth dragon, so I'm like the chill side of it. So what do I do for work? I am actually, because of my health, I had to stop working full time. I've done a lot in the past. I've done a lot of different things, and I've studied a lot of different things in school. But because of my health, I had to really, yeah, it's altered my life a lot. But what I do now is I do modeling and acting jobs, and I also do Twitch streaming, which has been really good so far. I've been doing really good with it so far. Ringo, when I buy a car, I'm going there. Yes, you should. Is written by CIA negotiate that was down around the world. Yeah, I've seen books about that. I think I've seen that book. I haven't actually read it though, but I would totally be down. Are you kidding me? I'd die if I drink that little of water all day. Well, there's water and other. Not a car. Do you have the same energy when negotiating for yourself? That's a good question. So when I'm negotiating like car dealerships, I do. When I am negotiating things that are more vague, like my boundaries in a relationship, I do not. And that's what I'm working on, trying to observe myself when I'm able to be like that in that kind of setting and apply that to boundary setting for me in relationships. So I can filter the bad toxic people out, because apparently people like me draw those types in, as well as the good kind. But yeah, it's a whole thing. But yeah, so I'm getting a lot better. 72 ounces of water. See, I've tried to. I'm supposed to drink like 52 or 56 ounces of water a day, according to like my body and whatnot. It's hard. It is hard. Like, I just can't. I had an apple. Apple has water in it. You can see the pain in their face as they're losing their commission. Oh my gosh, I know. And the guy, like, at one point he's like, I have children, and then one on the way, like, can you please buy this car for me so I can feed my children? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not, and I'm fair. I'm not like screwing them over. Like, I sat there and calculated so many different factors in, and like, okay, this is about how much you make, because they're trying to tell me how much they put into it. I'm like, I know exactly how much you put into that car. And it's like, well, is there anything I tell you? I'm like, no, I have all the information I need. And they kept trying to tell me, like, all this money that they put into the car to get it certified or whatever. I'm like, well, do you have an invoice for it? Like, do you have an itemized invoice for what you put in the car? I'll definitely gladly calculate that in. And that's when they, like, tried to add some stuff that they weren't actually paying for. And so, but I calculated it, and I said, okay, this is how much you're going to make off the car. This is, and I had it, was all detailed and everything. And they had nothing. They had nothing. And so it was down to $500. Like, I got them, like, within $500 of my goal price, and he's like, well, I can't go any lower. And that was all he already told me. Like, the lowest he can go was like, it was $2,000 below, past what he was already telling me initially, that he can't go any lower then. And I'm like, you can, like, I'll help. And it was funny. I'm like, it's like, well, I really can't. I'm like, well, that's okay. I'll help you see where you can go, where you can move. Like, I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'll show you where you can move it from. I'll help you move the money and see where it can come from. And he's just like, and I did all the calculations, and I showed him, I explained everything. He's like, well, where are you getting your calculations from? And I explained it all. But actually, first I said, well, as soon as because he wasn't wanting to give me the itemized inventory for the certification that he was talking about. Because I'm like, I'll play along. Like, I'm going to be fair. You'll make money. You're just going to make the amount of money I feel is fair for you to make off of this. And so he finally brought it out and everything, and I calculated it all out. I'm like, you guys are getting paid, but you're just not gonna gouge us. That's it. So they're just like, well, I don't want you to walk over $500. I'm like, okay, well, you tell me, you know. And then the other guy's like, yeah, I mean, it's just you won't notice the $500. I'm like, yeah, we will. You won't. We have to pay interest, or he has to pay interest on it. You know, like, you won't notice it. We notice it more than you will. You guys are the company. And he just didn't know what to say after that. And so the guy went back and talked on the phone with somebody, and was like, okay, we'll do it. I'm like, okay, great, thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate your willingness to help us out. Thank you. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, really early on, when I started negotiating, like, the guy, he was actually new. He was really, they're really, that guy was really nice. And so it's nothing, like, personal by any means. I look at it as the company, not the individual. And with used cars especially, they don't get much anyways. If there's a new car, it's a little bit different, but they also get a lot of kickbacks from the company itself. So either way, they're getting money. So it was funny because, like, pretty early on, as soon as I started negotiating and, like, getting into my negotiation mode, I went out with him, and I'm like, sidebar? And the guy, he's like, what's that? I'm like, and I turned back to him, the salesman, and I'm like, oh, we're just gonna go talk. And so we went and talked next, because I was wanting to make sure that my friend knew exactly what I was looking at, how I was processing it, what my angle is, what the plan is for strategy and everything. So he was in on it, so I could be like, is this okay? Because, like, you're the one buying the car, so, just let me know how much you want me to do and how much, He's like, oh, I don't have an ego. You go ahead and do whatever you need to do. I'm like, okay, good. So I come back, or we didn't come back, we were still outside, and then the manager comes out, and he was like, oh yeah, so, what can I help you with? I'm like, he interrupted us talking outside. That tells me that he's very desperate, and he's trying to take control, which when you are in that position, or see somebody in that position, that means they actually don't have control. So that made me really happy, and I'm like, I got this deal. At that point, I knew I had the deal, that I was going to want, battle for. So I'm like, oh, well, we're just talking. So, yeah, we'll come inside. Because we were already done by any means, already. So we come in, and that's, the rest of it happened how I said it. So, yeah, you could ever. I seriously, I didn't think about recording it. But, I really wish I would have. Every time I wish I would have. Because, like, it's, my friend said afterwards, he, like, took me out to dinner as a thank you. And he's like, every now and then he's like, and then when you did that was amazing, like, and it was just like, they didn't expect that, especially from a female, like, they didn't know what hit them, like, they probably never had that from a female before, and it was just like, they didn't know how to respond and stuff, and, like, every time, I loved it when they were, like, you were trying to say, like, a price, and then, like, they cut you off trying to say a price, and then you cut them back off saying, you mean this price? You, like, corrected them, and, like, every time they tried to, like, talk to me to, like, get to me, like, you cut in, like, like, they realized that they were gonna have to go through me. It made me feel really good. I'm inside because it is 11 p.m. and it's dark outside. And I didn't wake up until like 6:30 p.m. tonight because by the time we got done with that, and it was a 3-hour drive back home, and I got home probably like 3:30 a.m. this morning, and then, by the time I got showered and got to bed, it was like 4 a.m. And then I'm still dealing with, like, this extreme fatigue, so I didn't get up until, like, 6:30 p.m. So, yeah. Used car prices are through the roof because Yep, that's one of the reasons. Have you ever inhaled helium from a balloon? Hasn't everybody? Good job. Thank you, Steele. What's your Twitch stream name? It's the same name as my name here, Bad Pika P. I was supposed to already be streaming tonight, but I haven't even made dinner yet, and I've been talking to you guys now. I have the food ready to make, so I'm probably just gonna stream this. I don't know, maybe I won't stream tonight, because I don't know, my schedule's so off, and I'm trying to stay consistent, but, like, my body just, I do have to probably slow down a little bit. Yeah, you have to go prepared and know what you're talking about. Oh, I know exactly what I'm talking about at this point. Soda has water in it. It does. You can see I saw that one already. Okay, now I'm caught up. Good. Why? And then you're doing mine next. I'm doing yours. Yeah, I don't mind. I love doing it, honestly. I love negotiating. I love helping people with their finances a lot. It's like an addiction almost. I love, like, I share with everybody about cryptocurrencies, and I've done really well with cryptocurrencies. I am not rich by any means, because all the money that I've made, I reinvest into the cryptos or stocks. And then when I do take money out, I've put it towards my bills that I have, between medical bills. And I was able to pay off my car that I bought last year, which was insane, and saved me a lot of interest, right? So all the money that I have made has gone towards my bills. So I don't really, the only money I do have is like in my investments still, which I can't really touch. But yeah, I do have at least a plan B financially in like case of emergencies at least. But yeah, so I don't have big money that I play with by any means, but despite that, I do really well with the little money I do have. I've had so far 100% success rate with my trades. So again, I'm not trained. It just makes sense to me, and it's something that like I've observed and learned, and I'm just good at it. I'm sure there's probably more scientific reasons, but it's so subconscious that I don't know what they are. They just are like that. So I've been like on my social medias. I started to realize I should probably start doing them on here too, because I post about it on my other like my main social medias. So I'm thinking of like starting to include my tips and tricks, or not really tricks, like my tips and heads ups for trades. Because right now, SHIB, SHIB, is a huge one to start trading in. But it started going big a month ago when and that's before, I started talking about it before, and now it's already kind of spiked up. It's still going to go up, but, yeah, I still think that it's a good thing to get into, but it's pretty high right now compared to what it's been. So it might go up and down a bit more, but it's still going to go up. Yeah, feelings of flipping houses, maybe you would work for us. Yeah, I mean, the thing is with my health, I honestly, I am really good at a lot of things. I really am, and I could be successful in so many different things. The problem is my health, my physical health, makes it really hard to be consistent. I mean, I just stream 3 times a week right now for Twitch to make money, and I can barely keep up with that sometimes. So just, I have like modes, like time frames where my health is really good, and I really don't remember. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, am I really sick? Unfortunately, the last, 6 months plus have been a little bit more of what I would call a flare-up. So I've kind of been stuck in it. So trying to just kind of wait it out, let myself rest and heal until my body can kind of catch back up and start feeling better. But I mean, and that's the thing, is like I can't be consistent, and that's physically, and as much as I would like, I hate that, and it's been a lot to learn to cope with, because I'm very much a perfectionist, especially with myself, mainly with myself, and when I have limitations like that, it's really hard for me to cope with, especially in the realm of like business and stuff. I really enjoy the thrill of it, and I'm really good at it, so it makes it even more thrilling for me. But I can't keep up consistently, so when I can do things, I do them, and I do them really awesomely well, and I'm really happy to see that it's still there. But yeah, yes, thank you for the prayers. Just want to check in you. Hi, Be Easy. I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm happy. I'm in a good mood. Yeah, I any sort of stuff like that. Like I actually wanted to get into flipping houses as well as real estate with my I call my God family. They're real estate agents, but again, it's just health-wise. I have the motivation, the intelligence, the dedication, like whatever. I have it all except for the health, the physical health to keep up at it consistently. I've been off for 6 months. The problem now is I don't ever want to go back. Stay listening. That's interesting. Like I know a lot of people are like that. Like I actually cannot stand not being productive. So that's why, like, in my situation, I've learned that I can do Twitch, and I put my all into it when I'm able to physically. And, so it's in bursts, but, it's something that I can do most of the time, cause it's at home. And even then, like tonight, it's hard. So I'm always trying to cook, for myself. I do not have Lyme disease. I know I would. And it's not coming from a place of ego. I don't have ego. I'm working on getting ego, actually. Confidence, really. In that sense. I mean, I'm confident in general, but, like, as far as, like, being able to do things like that, like, I've learned through the years, like, especially the last couple years or so, like, I'm actually really good at these kinds of things. Where do you get such a scary mask? Oh, this one? This one is a custom-made mask. It's, not cheap, though. I don't think you could afford it. I have done it 25 years and do tutorials for free. Nice! Nice. I'm productive, just not at work. Yeah, and I love to, and working doesn't have to mean traditional. It can just be like anything that you're putting into this world that is, what's their term? Contributing to society, was what I feel work is. Anything that's able to contribute to society in a positive way, in any form. You know, in Twitch streaming, there's a lot of community out there that, like, I found how it does help people, and I use it as a platform to help bring awareness to those with us with chronic invisible illness. So it's been awesome. I want to start a business so I can show people how to treat employees. That would be something worthwhile for sure. I've been trying to do that here. Yeah, Farango. I just feel like I want to start a business. My dad was always a business owner. That's awesome. Big companies don't care about employees. Yeah, I think with the whole COVID stuff right now, it's definitely in, like, the residual stuff that's happening now. I knew it was gonna shift as soon as, like, the quarantine stuff happened. Again, it's like I'm psychic, but I'm not. I don't consider myself a psychic, but, like, things just make sense. I see the patterns, you know, and I knew, like, down the road, which we're seeing now, it was going to majorly shift the business world. And we're starting to see that more and more now with businesses realizing that, like, they have to actually, like, employees are having no problem leaving businesses right now, and it's amazing. I'm all for people being treated well, respectfully, and fairly. And I understand that there's, you know, there's never an ideal situation in the business world. Like, you know, there's give and take, there's consequences, and I don't mean that in a negative way necessarily. It's just, you know, a cause and effect, like, and I get that, but I think at the end of the day, it's still possible to treat people with respect, dignity, and fairness. Landlords are taking a bath. Yeah, not harder for a good boss. Yes, exactly. Up here they don't care, as my city people are begging for jobs. Yeah, and apparently, like, there's I saw in the news somebody, I don't know what platform they were sharing it on, but they did, like, their own little, like, social experiment, and they applied to, like, 200 plus jobs to test it out, and they only had, like, I forget the numbers exactly. You could probably Google it and find it, but he did this, like, experiment to, like, see if the job, like, all the businesses asking for workers was real or whatever, and the companies that did call him back for interviews, essentially they were promising all these great big pay, and then, like, during the interview they were trying to, like, bring the pay down and stuff. And then there's been several people posting about how, you know, people are quitting. One of my good friends is actually in a job where it's happening to her, and they're just not treating their employees right, and then these employees are leaving, and then the employees are getting, like, mad and not learning anything from it, and so they just are asking for, you know, more work, but they're still, like, expecting to be able to continue the process or cycle of not treating the employees respectfully, fairly, and so and they're not learning a lot. Like, some of them are learning, but it's very few, which is actually unfortunately very common for human behavior, which I don't understand on my side, but I understand how so many people, the majority, don't see that, which is frustrating, but it's just how it is, I suppose. But they'll learn. It'll have to, most of them like that, it will take for them to bottom out before they actually figure it out, unfortunately. Want higher paying workers and pay them. Yep. If you treat people like shit, it's obvious. Yeah, you would think. It's not obvious to those people that are doing it, though. That's just because of how they are. And I think it's definitely a time where the world is going to be shifting having an opportunity to shift, it's going to take a while longer, unfortunately, and it's going to get a little bit worse before the big shift happens. But it's going to be a shift for the good when it does get there, after it gets there. But just got to ride it out, and I hope that everybody who's going to have to suffer during it will have other people that are in better positions to be able to, like, support them through it until it gets on the other side of it. These are going to lose a lot of experience words. Yep. And plus, hello. Okay, so I've been chatting for a while. I need to get to cooking. I just wanted to share that story, and then it ended up being a long story. Yes. It'll. Yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, it's gonna always go downhill, but the positives that come from it are very much gonna be there too. Yeah. I know. There's the water. Women have a job when they can own a company. Exactly. Okay. Now, I think, before I got into that long story that I was just chatting with, I just had some. So I think I made, again, going back to the conversation initially with the cooking, this is one great example of why I don't cook. Can't cook? I mean, I can, yes. I threw away the instructions on accident. I know, yeah, so I did that. I'm trying to cook Bravo balsamic chicken, and at first I was forgetting where I put the instructions, because it came with instructions. I didn't realize they were instructions. This is my first time with this thing. I didn't realize I had to cook it. I thought I'd just reheat it or whatever, and then it's good. It's not. Cry, I love you. I'm here for Jessie. Oh, Julian, hello. Yeah, so I'm here. Anybody who has experience with listening to my streams or at all, know for various reasons I do not / cannot cook. And I tried the Hello Fresh thing because they advertise like crazy, and there was like an offer for I'll get paid $35 from my Acorns account if I sign up for HelloFresh at a discounted rate. So I'm like, sure, because in the end I actually get paid for it for the first week, and I can cancel it if I don't like it. I thought they were just like things that you like, they send you the meal and then like you put it in the oven or the microwave or something and like it's good. It's actual ingredients. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I'm thinking it seems like it can be easy. I'm like, okay, I got this. I can do so much in this world. I am so talented and so intelligent, and I get so many things done very well. And I can do this. I can do this. And then I realized when I finally got ready to cook it that I realized that I threw the instructions away. This is a part of the reason why cooking is a struggle, because, yeah. What did I miss? Oh my gosh, you missed so much. But it's these are recorded like automatically through the app, so I'll definitely be adding this one to my YouTube channel because it's an entertaining one. And I shared how I negotiated a deal for a car for my friend, so that was entertaining. And I'm trying to cook right now. I'm sure you could Google the instructions. Yeah, I'm gonna. You guys can check out the potato and Pepsi and asparagus while I go get them out of the trash. And it's raining outside. Cancel that. Okay. not doing that. I felt really confident going out there to do that. And then when I got out there, I realized I'm not confident. Let me get a charger for this. Where did I put the charger? This is Cooking with Jessie. Once again, I realized what my friends are talking about when they tell me I should make a cooking show. I'm like, but I can't cook. And they're like, exactly. It's always an adventure. The Pepsi is boiling. Jessie is something else. She's getting something. Oh my gosh. I don't know why like my color's so off. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's like that's right. The filters are weird. Let's see. Let's see. I like there's a movie right there. Ooh, youth, vintage. Ooh, let's be vintage today. Let's get our vintage stuff out. Hey. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Let's see. Where's the normal one? I just want the normal color. Ooh, hello. Tasty. Oh, this one's called Tasty. I think I'll keep that one. Water is greater than Pepsi. All of you. Oh my goodness. You'll learn. Oh, my iPad just turned on. So I have to scan it with my iPad because I'm on my phone. So I can't scan it with my phone. The miniature water bottle. It's the best I could do, you know, at least it's effort. And I'm trying, you know, at least I'm trying. I tried, that's what I just tried to do. Nope. It's not at the top. It's not at the top. It's a star, exactly. Alright, I'm gonna scan these. Hopefully this scans. Ah! Because I just realized it comes with this thing on it. So I guess, you guys. Wait, let me just check. Let me just check something, just to make sure before I... So I was thinking like it scans like whatever the ingredients are in case they understand people like me are the ones that are going to be signed up for this, and we tend to throw instructions away. So maybe they thought ahead, you know? But it seems to just take me to their website. So, yeah, Doge and Sheeb, right? Especially Sheeb right now is the fast mover. Honestly, I think Sheeb's going to do better than Doge, because everybody that missed Doge the first go round is going to want to not miss out on the second round. It's a star. Jessie can't cook, but she is the queen of DoorDash. Probably and I'm an order after. Seriously, this life is so cool. Thanks for sharing with us. Oh my gosh, no problem. Thank you for being here. Hey, Zizi. I'm currently trying to. I just am trying to. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to do this. I'm just trying to get the instructions. I don't know how to cook this. Somebody send help. Somebody come cook this for me. I just want to find the instructions. That's all I want to do because I threw them away, the physical ones. I just want to. Oh, there's an app. There's an app. Okay, maybe I can download the app. And I'm trying to make Bravo Balsamic Chicken. I threw away the instructions on accident. I didn't realize they were in the instructions. Buying minerals, right? Minerals, I swear if one day Jess writes an autobiography reader book. Honestly, I've had so many people tell me I need to write a book. I don't think I have the patience to sit down and write an entire book of my life because there's just so much. So I think I'd have to do like an oral autobiography, and then somebody can like type it out for me. 3-6, that always works. Well, these are my ingredients that I am working with here. So I don't know if I just put these in the oven as is. So I just put everything in the oven like this, as is. 350, right? And it just comes out magical. That char blends in with your shirt. The char? Tell me more. Log in. I don't remember my login. Biden Minerals, right? So I flew today. You flew today? What did you fly? Just wing it, right? Seriously. If I do that, they'll come out like cookies or something. Like, I'll like wing it, and I'll be trying to make this balsamic chicken, and I shit you not, it's gonna come out like something totally different, like a chocolate cake, but it's gonna be like a flat chocolate cake. Because that's how I cook. Like, do you guys know what Muffies are? You can find them at bread company, St. Louis Bread Company, Panera. So in high school, I was taking a foods class, cooking class. I'm really good at cooking when I'm supervised. Not joking. When I'm not supervised, I don't know how, it's weird. It's weird, and it's consistent. For example, I had false confidence after a cooking class at school that day. Came home, decided I was going to make chocolate chip cookies from scratch. Following the instructions in the cookbook that we were using. I could do this. I was cooking all those amazing things in class, and they were amazing. Like, I can cook. They were done baking. I opened the oven, and they looked like a cross between cookies and muffins, and they tasted just like muffins, like chocolate chip muffins. I was trying to make chocolate chip cookies, and I was so embarrassed, even though they tasted fine, but they were like cookie-shaped muffins, and they tasted fine. I was so embarrassed, though, and I threw them all away. Years later, I go to bread company, Panera Bread Company, and I see Muffies. And these damn things look exactly like what I made on accident. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's one of the success stories. The others are not as successful. Can I make crab? No, I cannot make crab. You think I could just squirt out a crab somewhere? They broke your laptop. That add Pepsi in the trade, add flavor exactly. Wings and Jessie goes by the rules. All right, let me try to remember this login information. So maybe I could find the instructions that I threw away. God, I hope I remember on the first try. First try! Woo! Save password, yes, please. Alright. I just need recipes. Okay, recipes, cookbook. Alright, so, search, Bravo, balsamic. I found it, you guys. We are friends. Soulmates, yes, we're friends. Welcome, friend. My wife's name is Jessie. Lewis is a rule breaker. That's funny. Weird things happened with Lewis. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. All right. The text that you were saying the text does. The text blends in with my shirt. Yes. All right. Oh, I have to read instructions now. Okay, cooking steps. Oh, it's super nice and easy. Look at this. It's like one at a time. I can do this, guys. Okay. Adjust rack to top position and pre-oven to 425. Who said 350? They were wrong. You were leading me astray. I was going to die from food poisoning because it has to be at 425 degrees. My aunt made a big, giant blue cookie that was hard as a rock once. We still do that. That would be me. I would be that aunt. So I was wrong, sorry, Steel City. Trying to kill me? That's funny though. Okay. I have to trim things? Oh, why aren't they pre-trimmed? I have to do more and more. Okay, okay, so top rack position. It already is. Bake for 25. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good so far. All right, wash and dry all produce. Are they not already washed? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's fine. I don't have to wash them, do I? Like, is that really important? Somebody tell me why it's important for me to wash and dry all the produce that was delivered to me. What you making? I'm trying. White Wolf, hello. I am trying. It's been a rough ride so far. I haven't even started. Well, technically I started. I've officially started my preheating process. So I'm trying to make a HelloFresh Bravo Balsamic Chicken. Oh, who touched it? Yeah, I guess. Fine, I'll wash it. Oh, it's just so much. Just wash the produce. Do I have to wash the chicken too? What about the garlic? Pesticides off and drying helps the texture. Oh, gosh. Here's hoping you get famous and hire a chef. See, dude, please make this happen. Please help me to get famous so I can afford a chef and a masseuse. So chicken. Wait, I was just joking about the chicken. It's in the package. I have to wash the chicken too? Like, seriously? Sounds good, and the reason you wash them is to get the chemicals and things off. Rising. Fine. I'm just gonna wash them all together. What about this? Do I have to wash this too? It's the garlic clove. It is a must to wash. Yes. You always wash the chicken. Ugh. They spray a lot of pesticides, even though it's in a package. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, they still. Oh, okay, fine. I'll just like put water in it and then like rinse it out and like. Is that how I wash them? Like, how do I wash them? Like, do I just run it into the water and then drip it out? That's good. The garlic should be fine. I don't typically. Okay. Taking the garlic out. Do you think they really wash it? They don't care. But I'm actually being serious. Like, I don't cook, guys. Like, I DoorDash with a little salt and water. Salt and water. Okay, I could do that. Salt. Ooh, I've never known that. Thank you, guys. I should have done this a long time ago. Like, cooking, like, getting you guys to help me cook. All these little, probably very obvious things. Do I have salt? I have garlic salt. Will that count? I guess there's some. Exactly, I think you have to wash produce with like vinegar, water, or something. Seriously, I put some salt in there. I cook all the time. Pink, I don't. Trying to walk you through this at some point. Hola. Do I make cupcakes? No. I mean, no. Okay, salt. So I'm just putting some salt in here, right? So I'm just adding some salt that I don't have much of. I'm just gonna put some in there, right? Not vinegar. Okay, I'm out of salt. There might be some salt. I have garlic salt. Oh, I see salt. I have some more salt. I'm trying to make Bravo Balsamic Chicken. See, in this thing, it doesn't say to wash it. Yeah, it doesn't tell me in the instructions to wash it. Yes, I do. I have a colander. I know that. Okay. Okay, hold on. I feel so fancy. I feel like I'm like a cook now. I'm washing my produce. Alright, and I'm just gonna shake it. So I put some water in there and there's some salt in there. I'm just like shaking it around. Is that okay? Is that good? And then I'll just like strain it, the water out. Is that good enough? It's like a wash cycle, a rinse cycle. Like the washing machine, you know? Spin cycle. Ooh, it flavors too. Sweet. Whenever I do cook, it's usually too flavorful. Or not flavorful at all. Get your hands in there. What's my hand supposed to do? Spit some rhymes. Like how to make macaroni. Dude, all the luck to you. That can be hard. I thankfully do know how to make macaroni. So I can help you with that. Fine. So like here. So like this, just do that. Like what does this do differently than just shaking it around? This is fun.